A couple people asked me to do a video on my 99 K2500 Suburban. It's got a 454 in it. It's got a 3-inch body lift. It was actually already on there when I bought it. 33-inch tires. I believe the wheels are Hilo EG 791s. Center cap's peeling a little bit. I gotta get a new center cap. It's gonna need tires soon too. See the little gap in between there. The LED bar is off of Amazon. I believe I paid $50 for it. The thing's actually really bright. I know you can get cheaper ones, but this thing's got 20% tint all the way around. At night it's kind of hard to see, so I wanted to get one that was actually really bright. It works pretty good. Put a backup camera on it too. Exhaust tips. Got the Halo headlights. Got those off of eBay. I think I paid like $110 for them. And then the LED light bar, I think I paid actually $24 for that on Amazon. Paint's actually original on it. It's in pretty good shape. No rust I can find anywhere on it. Little nicks and peeling here and there, but it's a 20-year-old vehicle, so can't expect perfection. Taillights were on there when I bought it. So we look in the back. Put a 10-inch base tube in it. Thing actually hits pretty good. I've had a couple bazooka tubes and they sounded alright, but the music I listen to doesn't really have a ton of deep bass like hip hop or something like that. So I listen mostly to club music. This thing hits real nice and tight. Back seat is in actually really good shape. Ugh. Whoever had it before me, I've only had the truck 3 years. Whoever had it before me didn't really use the back seats all that much. They're actually in really good shape. Headliner's all in really good shape. Upgraded the stereo system in it. Went with 2 sets of MB quart separates. They were a little too big for the door, so I just mounted them on the surface. They don't rattle or anything. They sound really good. Driver's seat has a little bit of wear on it. Got a little tear. Had to make a center console for this thing because I could not stand that gap that was in there, and the little poopy console it came with, it was way too low to rest your arm or anything on, so I drove with that for about 2 years and it just drove me up the wall, so I had to build me a center console, plus the radio was dying in this thing, so I upgraded the stereo. But a little door on there, opens up and this comes out. There, you see down in there, see the amp. It's a Precision Power i640. I picked that mainly because it actually just fit down in the center console without any problems. I want to put something here in the center, but just don't have a use for it right now, so I just covered it up with polycarbonate. So, and this one comes out too. See some of the wiring. I want to put a inverter in here so I can run 120 outlet, but truck's only got a single battery right now, so I'm going to upgrade to dual batteries, and then I'm going to put the inverter in, and then put in a Android-based 7-inch touchscreen. And one thing I do like this is it has instant boot. So as soon as you turn the key on, within just a couple seconds, this thing's ready to go. Phone hooks up with it automatically. I don't even have to really push much of anything. It's got GPS. You know, you can play PlayStation on it if you want to through an emulator. And then I added USB, cigarette lighter, voltmeter. I mean, it came as a kit, so I just put all 4 of them in there. Might actually take the cigarette lighter one out and put another USB in there. So, and then I actually put another Android deck up here in the old radio location. And the main reason I did that is because I don't like having to switch between the radio and GPS, and I use torque with the thing. Right now the screen's actually dark because at night this thing's actually really bright. Let me turn that up. Turn that brightness off. It's easier to see. Oh. Get rid of that damn annoying ass shit. Alright, so go back to the... Okay, for this screen, I mainly just use this for either GPS or I use it for torque. And I've already got my stuff set up on there. I trust this way more than I trust the stock gauges on a 20-year-old vehicle, so the only thing that sucks, it doesn't read oil pressure. But I like using it for that. Now the one thing I definitely wanted that I added in here was the volt amp meter. And this thing will tell you every time you turn something on, you'll know exactly how much amp draw it's gone. So right now, all we've got on, I don't have the stereos turned up, but just with them on, you know, it doesn't really draw a whole lot of power. So just the truck sitting here idling with nothing else on, no lights, no nothing, it's eating about, you know, right around 20 amps. As soon as I turn marker lights on, you can see how much the marker lights, and all my dash has been changed over to blue LEDs. So with your marker lights outside, you know, interior lights, you know, dash lights and everything, kicks it up to 27, and say turn it on low on the AC, kicks it up a little bit more. Now this is just the front vent. You can really see how much power your HVAC blowers really pull. And that's not even got the rear on here. Here's the rear, low, medium, and a high. And then turn on the headlights. So that's with pretty much everything on. And then if I turn the high beams on, we're up at 80 amps. This thing, I think I paid, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was about $30, and it came with the Hall effect sensor. It's up under the hood. If you get one, it comes with a very, very short harness. It's designed for, you know, like benchtop equipment. I had to actually cut the ribbon cable that wired it from the meter to the Hall effect sensor. And I used Cat 5 and just extended it, so I wired it up from under the hood up to here. This one is a, I want to say this is Aonon. Doesn't have a logo on it. This one was about $230. It's just a universal deck. But it comes with the quick boot. The Bluetooth works great. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage. It does pretty much anything your phone's going to do. This son of a bitch does it. I love this thing. Phone hooks right up to it, no problem. You can, like I said before, you can play PlayStation on it. I mean, you can't do that while you're driving. You can watch movies. You know, you can pretty much do anything that your phone does. You can do with this thing. It comes with USBs. Actually, I've shown them before, but I didn't say anything. I'm going to pull this back out. If you want to load files on it, there's your little USB dongles. You just hook like a USB thumb drive up to it. It doesn't put out enough power to support an actual hard drive, but 32, 64 gig thumb drive seems to work fine with it. You can just hide them up under there. Now this one I got off of eBay, and I believe I paid $90 for it. It wasn't expensive, but it's really cheap. It does what I need it to do, but for $90, the Bluetooth, I mean, it does work, but like I could never get the Bluetooth to link up with my OBD Elm 327 device. Just for some reason, it just will not link up with it. It links up with this one just fine, but it will not link up with that one. So I happen to have one that was actually USB based, so I just wired it directly into the deck, and it works fine that way. But the Bluetooth just simply will not connect to that Elm 327 device. It'll link to my phone fine, but I didn't care. As soon as I turn the truck on, it comes on. This one does not have quick boot, but for $90 I can't complain. It takes about 30 seconds to boot up every time you turn the truck off. But I mean, like I said, $90, it was worth it. Now, center console is 2-piece. It's just all this 3/4 inch plywood, or it's like that bookshelf planks that you get. It's not plywood. I think the whole thing probably cost maybe $60 to make, including the carpet. I just bought a huge roll of carpet. It's kind of dirty right now. I got a lot of dog hair all over it. It took me about a couple days to make. I just carpeted the thing. I still got to make me some cup holders that go on the side. I still got to put some trim pieces around the side here and everything, so it'll look a little more finished. But overall, I'm happy with it. I didn't make it super big in the back, so you still keep your leg room back here, but it's got plenty of storage. It definitely beats the stock one that was in there. But yeah, everything else. Stereo system is 2 sets of MB quart separates. I think I paid $90 for 2 pair of them on Amazon. They were actually a really good deal. What else? The amp, the Precision Power Amp. Actually, you can see it down in the glass. The Precision Power Amp, I think I paid $120 maybe. It's an i640. They're easy to find on there. It thumps, for what I needed to do. I mean, it's not going to win a stereo competition, but it's way better than the stock system was, and the stock system was dying. So, but yeah. But other than that, those are about all the mods I've done to it. The black acrylic, it's not acrylic, it's polycarbonate. I had some left over from when I did the windows on my boat. I built a hard top for my boat because I didn't want to pay $5,000 for basically a tent to go over top of his stupid ass enclosure. So I just built a hard top for it, and I had some leftover polycarbonate, so I just used it and made a faceplate for it, and just put a piece in there too. So, but that's about it. Truck runs great. This guy, I bought it with 130,000 on it. It's got 140 now. So it's been a good truck. I haven't really had any problems with it. So another shot. Only real worn part in the interior is the driver's seat. So